it's been decreasing ever since its inception. Like that's essentially what he's saying. And he's saying that Katie Nolan walks around these facts, but I think the success of the WNBA, a lot of it is predicated on the assistance the NBA gives or isn't giving them. You know what I mean? I think if the NBA did a better job of promoting the WNBA, and also I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they need because women's sports in other areas is successful. Women's soccer is successful. Like tennis is successful. So I don't know what you would need to do to make the WNBA more successful other than I don't know, more like what do you think, Jake?
I think before Jake go, I think one thing they should do is not have the WNBA play at the same time as the NBA.
But I thought that's what they did. They had it like during the summer.
Is it staggered?
I think somewhat. You know what I mean?
Because honestly, even women that watch the WNBA, they're gonna watch the NBA first. It's the NBA.
It's. I mean, I want the WNBA to succeed, but I don't want to get into nonsensical arguments. Obviously, we know that the level of play right now in the NBA is higher than that of the WNBA. There's just a skill gap there, but that doesn't mean that there isn't skilled basketball being played at the WNBA. I just think that right now there needs to be a better job of showcasing that so that more people get interested. Because I feel like the driving force for the WNBA, their viewership should consist of, I'm not going to say mostly women, but a lot of women, correct? So we need, I feel like the answer to it is just a lot, because if you put more money into something, the quality of it increases exponentially. I don't think that is never the case. If you look at the UFC, when it first started, it was literally dudes fighting in their underwear. Now it's like a high level sports league. You know what I mean? So I don't see why the same thing can't happen. If you look at women's tennis, if you look at women's golf, if you look at women's soccer, all of these things are leagues that have grown in popularity. So I think that's a good idea, but I don't know.
Maybe it's the advertising budget problem, because I feel like all the other women's leagues are pushed by a network. ESPN will put a commercial out for women's tennis, or even showcase women's volleyball, but there's no advertising for the WNBA. Really, you really think about it, so maybe it's an advertising problem. Maybe I don't know what they could do to push it, but it seems like there's something wrong with the advertising of it.
What do you think, Jake?
Okay. The WNBA is staggered. They play 32 or 38 games. Either one of those, if I'm not
mistaken. Okay. What do they play? What date periods?
We have Google. We're just going to go straight to Google. We're going to look this up. We're going to be responsible. Because I feel like
we should probably just fire up the podcast because we're actually having a good discussion right now.
Oh, Derek, it's been going already, dog.
Damn, no introduction. Damn,
nah,
okay,
bro, we gonna let that rock. No, we gonna let it rock.
Okay, BG.
This is a good conversation. I like this. So they begin. Okay, where? Whoa, no. Okay, this Wikipedia page is just not organized. All right, because I know they changed it. I knew it used to happen at the same time, but they changed it.
I'm trying to go back to,
because I know they just did a tournament. They just announced that they're going to do mid-season tournaments to try to get more recognition. I think both of you guys are right. You guys both have uh, good arguments on why it's not as popular based off of if you go out to so the Russian basketball league in Russia, the women's basketball league is very popular, and a lot of WNBA basketball players go over there. And I think a lot of NBA fans, especially men, don't understand that the WNBA has had two massive stars leave, one for injury and one because she's doing social justice work. That's Maya Moore and Breonna Stewart. And I think Breonna Stewart just got healthy. Breonna Stewart tore her Achilles, and she was the MVP and the Finals MVP. And then goes off to Russia because she doesn't make enough money and tears her Achilles. That fundamentally cripples your league. You know what I'm saying? When you can't pay, it's kind of like if LeBron, it's like literally her importance is kind of like if you can name any top 5 player. I mean, just think about KD. You know what I'm saying? That dude's been a part of basketball for 10, 12 years, and just missing him the season just felt like something was missing. You know, and that sucks. So the pay gap, in my opinion, should be a percentage, right? They should have more percentage. And then, Jerron, you are right. They need to do a better job, or ESPN or the powers that be need to do a better job to facilitate advertisement and get it out there that you have a WNBA team in your league or in your city, and it's viable and it's a good product.
Well,
I've been to WNBA. I was Derek, I don't know if you guys remember this, guys, but the Atlanta Dream went to back-to-back WNBA finals. Now they lost them, but yeah,
they
were
lose them.
Really good teams. Yeah, I went to games. Mm-hmm. They were a really good team.
The major question, which I'm now coming from my accounting side, so there's a reason why, because the push for advertising is always based on a budget. That's basically it. It's it's the budget, and then it's also who do you have running it, and is that talented enough. But mostly it's just the budget, because you can hire people who are talented to do advertising for you. So the real question is, we need to find out just how profitable or non-profitable the WNBA is. They need to stop hiding numbers and let the Players Association might know, but the public doesn't know. The public knows how successful the NBA is. They tell you every year, that they don't say nothing about the WNBA. We need to know, because if you know, you can easily find out why certain things not happening, because they're not profitable. Then nothing's really going to change until they start becoming profitable, because this world runs off money.
That's true. That's true. I think the fundamental problem with it all, if y'all really want my full what it is that the NBA started and brought back the WNBA. The WNBA has folded before. Yeah. And they brought it back because they were pushing an initiative for women's basketball. As in the fundamental historical contextual scheme of just basketball, the women's basketball team, national basketball team for the United States, is probably the most dominant international team in the history of international sports, which says a lot. I mean, you got the United States track team, you got the United States swims team, the United States gymnastic team, and the United States basketball team. Right? Those have all had historic teams and athletes who have participated. So when you have the women's basketball team being that dominant, but you don't have a women's basketball domestic league that's successful, it reflects poorly. And my man Bomani Jones was saying this on his podcast plenty of times when he would talk about the WNBA. He was like, they have to care enough that if you brought them back, you have to at least up front financially support them and give them the resources necessary. And I'm not saying write them a check. I'm saying League Pass needs to come with the WNBA. I'm saying
his mic isn't working.
What's up?
Shelton said his mic isn't working.
I know. Yeah, we know.
He's coming. That's a
he's
while
coming.
ago.
Yeah, he's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So like, they need to support them through like Game Pass, and they need to support them with like cut out a little advertising budget of the NBA, and throw some at the WNBA. And I'm still trying to look for their seats. Like, what? See, I mean, I can't even get a good rundown. Okay, what is it? Yes, okay, July 25th through October. That needs to change.
Oh,
that happens too late. Like, so their season starts from July 25th to October. That happens way too late.
I don't know. Okay, I see what they're trying to do.
To me, it needs to immediately happen immediately after the finals. Like June to September, that makes sense. Because then basketball starts in October. So we have a year-round smorgasbord of just basketball.
You said it starts in July, right?
Yeah, July 25th.
Is there anything else in sports that happen in June?
Well, other than, they're probably competing with baseball, MLS, but those have their own niche.
Also,
you know what I'm saying? They have their own niche growing, but baseball's never is actually diminishing. But MLS is growing exponentially. The MLS has had like 5 teams join in like the last 5 seasons. So like the MLS is clearly growing. They're becoming more popular.
Also, what TV deal does the WNBA have? What channels?
So they don't have a WNBA TV deal. They have their own streaming service, if I'm not mistaken. So let me look that up as well. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Like, they need in the league pass. I think that's like the fundamental problem. It's like y'all said, like we all said it: exposure, advertisement, and support from the NBA, because the talent's there. And Derek, what you said about like the skill gap, it's not necessarily a skill gap. It's an athleticism and size gap.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
It's a I'll call it an entertainment gap, because having men that could jump out the sky is just exciting. But there's only like a handful of WNBA players that can really dunk. Like, it's like
it's more than we ever had, right? Like, women are starting to get to the point of athleticism where you're starting to get more and more of them to dunk. But I know what you're saying, Duran. I'm not about to like flex on you. Like, LeBron booming last night was great.
No, I'm saying like it's awesome. Entertainment. Yeah,
that's entertainment. But I think the shooting aspect of basketball to me is entertaining. And I will say this, and I'll go down to my grade.
It is.
The WNBA per person are better shooters than the men. Just per player. Just per player, they're better shooters. On average, they're going to be better shooters. Now, they don't have a Steph Curry like figure, but they do have a lot of women who shoot well above 40% from 3. So,
but how do they shoot? Okay,
so
I got questions. I don't watch the WNBA.
Right, I know. You're asking questions, bro. It's okay. Yeah.
Is their 3-point line at the same spot as men's?
See, these are things I don't even know, and I think us having this conversation is nice, because we can learn this 3-point line. We just looked at it.
And the second question is, if it is or isn't, are they pulling up from?
Oh no, they can shoot out there. They shooting, bro. They shooting out there. So
because shooting was never really exciting in the NBA until people started shooting from the stupid logo, like Steph Curry and Dame Lillard, and it's like, oh snap, we like 3-pointers now.
Right. So the NBA is almost 24 feet out. The WNBA is 22 feet. So it's 2 feet. So I mean, it's not too much. So it's a support problem. It's a financial support problem. Like I said, like if I was to change things, I would. It sucks that Maya Moore is not there. It fundamentally sucks, because like that's just trash. It sucks that Candace Parker is no longer playing. Like, that's trash. these are recognizable names in women's basketball and just basketball, period. So the new generation is just starting to come along. Like, we're getting Elena Deladon. Like, if you haven't seen her for the Washington Mystics, I mean, like, Breonna Stewart and her are like what I would say are like KDS players, like in WNBA. Like, if I could explain it, they play like KD. They play the 4 and the 5 though. They're technically centers. They're like 6'5", but they can handle the ball, and they pulling up from like 20, 25, 30 feet, bro. Like, it ain't nothing. Like, so it's growing. The streaming service itself is actually doing well. The problem is the NBA itself is going through a exposure problem. And I know that sounds really weird to say that, but the pandemic hasn't hurt has hurt both leagues. But basketball itself is just hitting a point where they can leverage their popularity that they have to actually gain more exposure, because they're trying to compete with the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if they can find a way to leverage the league pass, and to me, I think the WNBA plays the perfect amount of games. I think like 32 games for them is like perfect. I think the NBA plays too many games. Like, you should, like, I've always said the NBA should be playing 60 games to make the games count more. You know what I'm saying? Make the regular season game an event, because that is the one thing that the NFL has leveraged so well over 40 years is each 16 games count, and they're events. Like, college football has done that. They're 10 to 12 games a season, and they're events and they count. When you have 82 games, and just like baseball, when you have 162 games, that's just so much. You can tune out. Like, I've done it. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. Jerron's a diehard Sixers fan. Derek, you're a diehard Celtics fan. We've all tuned out at least a month out of every season. Like, we just too much. Like, I can't. Like, but we watch enough and we know enough to understand how each team is different each season and how our team is playing, right? I think they need to make the masses care more about regular season games and regular season matchups. So how I would change this, I would cut them a check. I would put them into League Pass, and I would push League Pass as you can watch basketball 365 days for 12 months. That's how I would do it. And I would put primetime games of WNBA games on ESPN, on TNT. And, like, y'all know how on TNT they have like the players call the games, like ex-players, like they have B. Scott and like Candace Parker. Yeah. Like, I would have that, but like, let Candace Parker run the show. Like, let her run the show. Like, there's ways to do it. The talent's there. The product is there. It is there. It's just up for the forces that have the say to like do something about it. Honestly,
I'm gonna ask y'all a real question. What percentage of NBA fans actually care about basketball?
See, now we're getting into okay. John, you just okay. So how
because, hold on. We gotta explain. What do you mean by
basketball? Okay, yeah.
Because the NBA, right? I look at the NBA is the game of basketball, right? The actual game of putting a ball into the hoop. And it is the game of personalities, and it's like the meta game of athleticism. And then there is the storyline, like anime part of it, where it's like LeBron's on. You must, you know what I mean? Like, there's like there's a fandom. So, are you talking about just the actual game of basketball and liking it being played?
Yes, I'm talking because Jake idea is to advertise basketball 365 days a year. The question is,
I would do it international. How many? I would do it international too, John. So it wouldn't just be like, I think the NBA has a like
that's cool, but still, like, I'm pretty sure there's more international people who care about basketball, but they're not gonna broadcast the international at first. They're gonna
right. Of course,
start here.
I'm saying like
and how many people that watch the NBA actually care about basketball, or do they just care about the NBA because, like Derek said, LeBron James and Kevin Durant and stuff bring a name in a certain social status.
Okay, so sports inherently transcends pop culture, or it embeds itself in culture, right? So sports matter, right? So whether it's basketball or football or baseball, like those are the big three. The reason why baseball is dwindling is because they have not kept up with the times or with pop culture in general. I think basketball is probably the most pop cultural heavy sport America's ever created. Like, screw football, right? Like, basketball is the coolest sport a Canadian has ever created, because, well, a Canadian created it. So,
and that's because basketball is kind of the most accessible sport, because like nobody can play at a WNBA NBA level, but anybody can get a basketball and play basketball.
By yourself.
The accessibility of basketball is what transcends it. Like, football itself is not like, you're like, guys, we love football, but even at our 25 to 27 to 26-year-old selves, we're not going to get a bunch of equipment, go get 11 dudes and let's go knock heads open. But it's easy for us.
Ended it after high school.
Yeah, exactly. But it's easiest for us to go get a basketball, go to a court, and that's like a universal language. Like, basketball is a universal language, right? And what they're trying to do is leverage it like how soccer did. See, soccer is a universal language of human. Like, I hate to get that metaphysical, but that's what it is. It's like human shit. Like,
but basketball is even more. Basketball could be bigger than soccer.
I actually, John, I think it can be as big as soccer. I don't think it can be bigger than soccer. I think it can be as big.
You're right, Jake. I don't think it can.
Like, soccer is something different, dog. Like, they kill niggas.
They're gonna have the time period. No, because think about it. Soccer is accessible, right? But if you don't have feet coordination, you can't play soccer. As much as I love soccer, I can only do so much with a soccer ball.
It's to me, soccer takes more skill. Soccer is a more skillful, because foot to eye coordination is just something weird. I don't even do that.
But basketball, everybody has hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, you can get there. You can get there. Yeah, you can get there.
As soon as you learn how to dribble, you basically has the basic ability to play basketball.
Plus, basketball and soccer are inherently the cheapest sports to get into. Now, the AAU circuit's kind of ruining that. But, there used to be a time where there were church leagues, and for the high school team, you could just try out. You know what I'm saying? All you needed access to was a hoop and a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. The potential is there. It's just the NBA is finally in a position they can leverage it. It's just going to be interesting to see how they can do it, right? So,
I don't know how they get that China situation.
So, John, like my thing is, it would be really nice that if you had the WNBA streaming service, NBA, it would be really nice that you stream these games into markets internationally that love women's basketball, aka a lot of European countries do. So, and the women themselves want to be paid a certain percentage, and it's just like Derek said at the beginning. They want to be compensated for what they do. They don't want to be. I mean, they realistically know they don't want to be paid $40 million a year. They just want to be compensated based off of what their value is.
Yeah, they want to be able to be professional sports players.
Yeah.
And be able to live a decent life off of that. So I think bare minimum, honestly, I feel like I look at the a professional sports league, like the amount of time you have to put into that is like getting a doctorate or getting a law degree. So I feel like the bare minimum for any sports league that people are at least claims that they want to be successful, the bare minimum salary should be $100,000.
I agree with that.
The bare minimum you could pay somebody for suiting up should be $100,000, because at the end of the day, not only is because it's athletics as well, it's not like you can be a basketball player for the next 30 years. You could teach for the next 30 years. You could be a doctor for the next 50 years. You could be a lawyer for the next 40 years. You know what I mean? Like you could do all these things and continue that. But with athletics, part of the reasons why, people are willing to pay these guys so much is because they know, and the players know,
Okay,
I'm on a timer.
so Derek, just for a correction, the average is roughly right around 116, right? For that, it's going to be raised to 130 because they're doing more for the compensation. So they agreed to a 53% split. So they're getting that, and they get maternity leave benefits. Like this came out, like I think, this came out earlier this year, and I was like, this is a step in the right direction, but it's going to take more time to finally get them to be like they don't have to go to Russia. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to play. They can play their 30 games, their 38 games, and then you do the midseason tournament. So what, 50 games? They can play their 50 games, and they can make. If they could get to a point in 10 years where they can potentially double that, I think the WNBA would be in a nice. That means to me, if the NBA is willing to act on good faith, because it's going to take the NBA. The women clearly want it. Like the NBA, the WNBA women, the collective bargaining agreement, like the association itself, they're willing to negotiate. They're ready to make this fight. Will the NBA put in the effort? I don't know.
Also,
I want them to, because it just makes things better. It keeps talent in domesticated. It keeps your players from going overseas and potentially getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets more girls to play basketball. I hate to say the financial incentives of sports are very internalizing, and it's a lot of reason why people play them. Yeah, it just gets more and more people. It gets, like think about this, man. Like I think the NFL has done an excellent job. If anything, I'm about to give the NFL some credit. Well, fuck me. I hate doing this right now, but they've done a great job of appealing to women the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like a great job. So if they can do it, and they don't have a sport that represents women like playing the sport, the NBA can definitely help the WNBA appeal to women. Like I don't know where the disconnect is. It's interesting. I think we will have to get there. They're gonna have to. They're just gonna have to. Society's changing. Things are changing. It will get.
It's 80% on the NBA, and it's 20% on us.
Yes,
because the NBA can push the WNBA, but if people don't
watch it,
then they're just gonna fold again.
Yeah, exactly.
At a certain point, they're gonna stop putting money into it. Nobody's watching. So
it's just business. I understand. Yeah.
So the NBA needs to do the NBA is responsible for doing the initial push, but after they do that push, the people who are trying to big up the NBA, the WNBA, needs to actually watch it. I mean, when I say watch it, I mean like you need to go, not just watch it on TV. You need to go buy the tickets. You need to go buy the jerseys and the shirts, and they're like, you have to get into the WNBA if you're trying to push it.
Yeah,
because that's what they need. They need people to be engaged, because as long as people are engaged and spending money, they'll put more money into the WNBA.
Yeah,
so
I agree with
everybody who's on Twitter that's trying to big up to the WNBA, that's cool. But once they start this push, y'all need to put your wallets where y'all tweets at.
Like, I'll admit, like, every it kind of sucks because like every March I watch both NCAA tournaments with my dad, and I end up enjoying the women's more than the men because college basketball is just going to shit when it comes to quality is concerned, and women's basketball in college is more entertaining than the men's. It doesn't even get any more of the recognition, which is just like it just shows like the attention. Like we got to put it on ourselves, right? Like,
which is why I asked again: do the people who watch basketball
care about
basketball for basketball? Okay. Because the difference is, like, Kobe cares about basketball. So of course he's gonna push the WNBA because they're playing basketball. He can see.
I was just getting
everything that's happening.
I was just getting ready to say that, Jerron.
These people who are watching basketball don't care about basketball. It's a it's like a social event to them, basically.
Well, that's what football is to. Okay, let's put it like this. Football means more to more people than basketball does, but there's a select group of fans in both sports that do treat them like social events.
That's true, and that's why that women's football league, whatever, the lingerie football league, that's why it's not successful, because the people who are going to NFL games, not a large majority of them don't care about football. It's for the social aspect.
Wait, that still exists?
Yes, it does. They still play games,
bro. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think in 2020 something would have been like, yeah, let's not do that. But
they still do it.
But they
like,
still doing it, bro.
You can watch the games on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jerron, I think that it's on everybody. I think it will grow because just the eyeballs. I think they have such an untapped market. I mean, it just business wise, it just makes too much sense, you know. Just business wise, it just like somebody just has to put in a 10-year worth investment will return something that could be awesome. To where the NBA and the WNBA as a total package is just the more enticing American sport to watch. Right? Like after LeBron's gone, the league's in really good hands.
Yeah.
Like really good hands. Like
luckily.
Yeah, bro. The NBA has been doing this since the 80s, bro. It's like they stumbled upon Magic and Bird, right? And after that, this bald-headed dude called Michael Jordan popped up. And then this Italian black dude, Kobe, popped up. Oh, and then this dude named LeBron popped up. And it's like, oh, and now we have this dude called Giannis. Oh, that's great. Like, and I'm missing a whole bunch of great iconic players, but it's just like that's why Patrick Mahomes got the money he got. When you have faces of the league, you can sell your product, and I can finally say for the first time the WNBA has one. Unfortunately, she got hurt tonight. She just sprained her ankle, but you know, if y'all want to watch somebody who is entertaining at just basketball in general, go watch the I think it's the New York Liberty. Sabrina Ionescu, dude. Okay, how can I explain how she plays? She's like she's like Steph Curry mixed with Chris Paul. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true.
So she's like a pure point shooter.
Okay, let's put it like this. There, she holds the NCAA record for triple doubles. Yeah, she is excellent at basketball. Kobe mentored her, so yeah. So, like, to end that, the WNBA has the player and a collective group of players. They have the market. They have an international market, and it's just on fans to give a damn, and on the NBA to give a damn. It just kind of comes
and as you've seen from this bubble situation, the NBA don't give a damn.
The NBA don't give a damn.
Not right now.
Yeah, they don't give a damn. Yeah. Which is just a sad reality. But I have faith it will get better. I do. I have faith it will get better. It will get better.
This is actually still a thing. This is really crazy.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the
laundry? That's why it's a 5-minute clip. I'm like, this is like,
yeah, bro. And like, in the world of cancel culture, don't you think that would have been like the first place we started?
Somewhere around there.
No, because nobody cares about it.
Well, yeah.
So why cancel it?
Yeah.
What's the point? Nobody cares about it. Nobody watches it anyway.
I mean, this. Oh, it has 8,000 subscribers. Yeah, never mind.
Exactly. Like I said, no, you can't cancel somebody something that nobody's watching.
There's a lot of sick fucking individuals who are subscribed to that.
And you can't cancel it because technically, like, I'm pretty sure the women that play lingerie football probably want to play football.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it wouldn't be fair to them to just cancel the league. Like, they're out there. Nobody's forcing them out there.
Can we? All right, cool. Listen, I'm all for if you want to play football in your underwear, cool. Can we have an alternative that's serious, like 11v11?
That's
Women
up,
as well.
That's up to the NFL to help that out.
Yeah, well, no, there are women's football leagues, but you see the NFL doesn't
give a damn.
Like I said, that's up to the NFL to support one.
That is up to them. You know, they have the
And
financial.
apparently, they don't want to support one because to support a league means you spend money. That's why the XFL is gone. They came back for 1 year, and that's why they're not coming back.
Yeah, takes money to make money.
And the NFL don't want to spend that money. The owners are like, look, we make enough money as the NFL to make us comfortable. Why spend more money? Like their gain from supporting another league isn't worth it to them. Like they make enough money from the NFL that there's no you don't just take risks. You only take risks when you think you're going to get a significant gain out of it, and they don't think that supporting another league is going to be a significant gain, so they're not going to do it.
Yeah,
that's basically how it is.
Yeah. Well, guys, that was a great combo. That was really, really good. That was a great way to start this shit off. Let's just get into it. This is RNVP episode 15. This is JT RNVP here with my dude. What is it? Ghost. What's the name again?
It is Ghost Potosai, aka Isaiah Son. What's up, y'all?
Okay, and Derek, what's up, bro? Introduce yourself.
Hey, this is Derek. Go by Miss Mammalian on League of Legends and Crash Captures on Twitter, or RNVCC currently. RNVPCC. My apologies. And happy to be back for another episode.
Absolutely. So we can take that basketball conversation and just dive right into guys, we have basketball. I'm watching the Mavericks and Houston Rockets game, and it's just so great to see both these teams not play any defense. It's amazing. It is literally 62-65 with 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. We're gonna get hit in the 80s. I love this. This is awesome. So we have basketball. The first game was the Utah Jazz versus the New Orleans Pelicans. It's ironic that Rudy Gobert scores the first points of the NBA coming back, and then he hits the game-winning free throws to win it. It's just irony, right? Just 2020. I just want to get y'all thoughts. If you watched highlights, if you watched the game, are you excited it's back? If you watched it, what do you want to talk about, guys? This is an open forum,
It's good to see basketball back, even though I don't think they should be playing. But if they're going to play, then yeah, it's nice to see. Particularly for that game, the only question I have is why did Zion sit out for that long?
Bro, I just wonder the same thing. I'm like, is his knee not fully healthy, or are the Pelicans being a little too cautious?
I think they're being too cautious.
You think they're being too cautious? Okay.
I think they're like, look, you're basically our number one asset. Yeah, you are our moneymaker. So we need to make sure that next season you're at 100%. So we're not going to push you right now. Because anyway, I don't think they're in the playoff seed right now, are they?
Yeah, but they got 6 games, right? Or they had 8.
No, but they lost. They lost. And they better be glad. We're going to get into the Memphis Portland game later on, but it seems like they didn't want it because they came out in that first quarter like gangbusters, man, gangbusters, and they just let Utah, who was playing like a 2-pack of ass, just come back and it's just a young team versus a veteran team. That's just all that was, and they.
Also, why didn't Brandon Ingram pass JJ Redick the ball on the last possession?
Okay, John, can you blame him? I mean, he had a great game.
And no, it's not that he couldn't.
And he's their best player. He is their best player.
It is, but JJ. Okay,
He
JJ
needs
was
that.
hot that whole game.
No, JJ was fired that whole game. JJ's been hot since the
On
NBA.
the last play,
Yeah,
you see JJ come off a screen at the top of the key,
and he was open. Yeah, I know.
and he was open for a split second, and Brandon Ingram doesn't hesitate, and he just passes the ball and lets JJ throw it up. More than likely, it would go in, and they'll win the
Okay,
game.
but Jaron,
Now, Brandon Ingram had a decent shot too, and it basically almost went in.
It rimmed out.
So
Yeah.
I can't blame him. I'm just saying, like, there's a difference. Like, you're the best player, but when you have a hot player that, like, it's situational things. Like, yo, he's hot right now. He's not missing. Let me just give him the ball. Like,
right. Yeah, yeah. That game was entertaining. Came down to the last. I think y'all already know what game. I think y'all already know what game I want to talk about.
Lakers versus
all right, let's let me get his shit off. Let me get it off. Go ahead. All right, let's go first, so that Jake can get his shit off. So I'll talk.
No, you don't want me to, because I'm gonna sour his mood. So
okay, I'll go first, and then
Jake I already know what you're gonna say. I'm not. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm not really in get my shit off mood. I really am. I'm gonna objectively think about this game.
Okay, so number one,
even though it's fucking,
I will say, I think this extended break was really good for Kawhi, because his legs have never looked better, in my opinion. Like, the way that dude was moving, like, I don't know. I was just like, wow. It's almost like he's healthy. It's almost like his knees.
It's almost like he's healthy. That's crazy. That's hilarious.
But like, Kawhi looked really good. Am I crazy for saying that, or
no, not at all.
No, Kawhi look. I mean, like,
Kawhi look great.
Yeah, so I mean, physically, you know what I mean. LeBron, he's doing his old man Logan stuff, but, like, he's still LeBron James. So honestly, what I feel about that game is the lack of rustiness from both teams was actually surprising. I thought we would see much sloppier basketball.
Honestly, the lack of restlessness from all these teams is actually surprising.
Yeah, like, because it's like, in the beginning of the season you see some disgusting basketball. Like in the beginning of the season you see some bad stuff. You know what I mean? But then by the 10th or 20th game they look like professionals. So shout out to all the teams for really looking good. But going back to the Lakers, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's like the land of, like, forgotten toys with the Lakers right now, with all the guys they picked up. But it's just working. And it's like, for at least that game in particular, you saw almost why every player was once supposed to be something or was something in this league. You know what I mean? Like, Deion Waiters, quick trigger, he'll be good off the bench. You know what I mean? Who else? Obviously, you have who else is on that team?
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith, bro. Rondo's hurt. We had Avery Bradley. Dwight Howard's on our team. Markieff Morris, bro. We have a whole McGee, bro. Like, we have the bad news bears. Okay, like, that's what we have as our supporting squad, and it's working.
It is working.
So I'm just curious to see, because I just want to see by the end of the regular season, and once we get in the playoffs, because really, at this point, people pretty much know if they're in or not, right? Maybe some things can change, but ultimately, you pretty much have an idea of if you're playing or not. So now, I guess it's just seeding for a lot of these teams. So ultimately, it's getting your cohesion back. If you have any new pieces or people that decide they didn't want to play, getting them back, or getting the new pieces adjusted, and just trying to figure out how you're going to go into the playoffs and play these 7-game series. I think the level of basketball we should be prepared to see will be different too, because I think this will be the most focused a lot of players will ever have been going into a postseason, because the bubble as it's supposed to be constructed should be with you not being able to go out and party, you not being able to get, the host to come to the hotels and stuff like this. You should be literally just there to play basketball. So it's going to be really interesting to see what that looks like with guys who are going to be as healthy as they ever could be going into the grind that is the, NBA playoffs. But getting back to that game, really entertaining. I'm glad basketball's back. The Lakers look formidable. LeBron looks good. AD's a fucking sniper. Like Anthony Davis has a heater on, bro. I don't know. Anthony Davis is like the when you want a reason of why big men should learn how to shoot, or or if you ever want to argue that big men shouldn't shoot, and you look at Anthony Davis, your argument's invalidated. You know what I mean? Like he's just so proficient from the outside. So I think that in and out matchup combined with the fact that Anthony Davis also isn't just going to be LeBron's spot up shooter as he's demonstrated this year, it's going to make the Lakers really formidable. And ultimately, since the Clippers didn't have Lou, I don't know. I can't say whether or not that game's going to be indicative of how a 7-game series is going to go, but it's really fun to watch nonetheless.
I think that if the Lakers and the Clippers make it to the NBA Finals, that's the Western Conference.
Yeah,
they make it to the Western Conference Finals. That's going to be the most exciting series we watch in a minute. Yeah, I agree with everything Derek said. AD coming out the way he did, that's a really good thing for the Lakers, to see. And the fact that they actually won the game is also like a momentum push for them. Like it basically lets the NBA know the Lakers aren't playing like they're actually trying to win this thing. The problem, not the problem. Well, it is a problem. Based on what I see on Twitter, which you should never base stuff on Twitter, but it's what I see. There's some Lakers fans that are like, "Oh, we kind of got this on lock." I wouldn't put it that far because the Clippers literally okay. The thing with the Clippers is that
what a bunch
we don't know what the Clippers are because we really haven't seen the Clippers full strength this whole season. So I can't even say that I can't be like, oh, they're just better than everybody because we don't know that. But I do know that if Lou Williams wasn't a dumbass and he would actually stay in the bubble, he probably would have been where Landry Shamet was in the lineup last night. And he probably would have played better than Landry Shamet last night. And if that's the case, then the Clippers basically win that game. And then Harold wasn't, and I don't know if he's hurt or was it. I don't know if he left the bubble too, because that could be a thing. It's the Clippers, but if you put both of them in that game, I think it's a different outcome, and the Clippers probably ink out a win there. Just because with Harold, he's good on defense. Maybe Anthony Davis misses 2 shots because it's only a 2-point game. So at that point, any missed shots and made shots is really drastic of who wins that game. But I will say that the Lakers look good. Hopefully, Deion Waiters. I don't know about J.R. Smith. I didn't see. I was watching highlights. I didn't see anything that J.R. did, but I did see some Deion Waiters. Deion Waiters look good. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But the Lakers got the win. They got the momentum. You got LeBron and AD, 2 of the top 5 players. So, more than likely, they should win. But all I know is that I need to see these 2 teams in the Western Conference Finals because they're literally going to be. I think it's going to be even more exciting than that Houston Golden State series when Chris Paul before he got hurt. That was a very interesting series. But I think Clippers Lakers could be even more interesting and better than that series. So we'll see what happens.
Wow. So I'm going to be really rough on my team. Both teams had almost 20 turnovers. I think the Clippers had like 23, like 18.
Yeah, Landry.
So like
had a lot of that.
Yeah, bro. Like it wasn't sloppy. It was intense basketball. That was intense playoff-esque basketball. That looked like
That's why it was so good.
Yeah, it was really good. This is what I will say. Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell gives the Clippers 38 points off of the 58 that they get on their bench. He gives them 38 to 40. They're that good. They're technically starters because of the minutes that they play. They come off the bench, but they're technically starters. However, it makes their defense worse because Lou Williams is awful on defense. Montrezl Harrell is too small. So I don't know how that game would have gone if those two were there. By the way, I hope I'm not wrong, but man, prayers to Montrez. I think his grandmother passed away, and that's why he's not there. So, yeah, that's just awful. If that's the case, man. Prayers to him. So that I think that's why he wasn't there. And Lou, like Teron said, was being a dumbass. Magic City.
Go that Magic City.
Gotta go, man. I don't blame you, dog. I don't blame you for the decision. It's just, next time, make sure the rapper doesn't post your picture on Instagram. That's about it. You know what I'm saying?
I blame you for the decision too, bro. You're supposed to be with your team.
Teron. Okay, see. No. Okay, think about this. He goes to Magic City. It's like 7 o'clock. So the strippers aren't really like they're there. They're not like it's not jumping, right? The restaurant is open. The restaurant is going to be jumping. Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be jumping, but the restaurant is open. And Magic City is very famous for its food, and the wings are named after him. So he's at an event near this place, and he goes and he just stops and he wants to get some wings to go. He doesn't even stay in. And he just sees Jack Harlow there. And Jack Harlow got a fire record out. And like one of these up and coming South Carolina rappers. And he probably bumped that song during the quarantine. So he's like, yeah, I'll take a picture with homie.
Jake.
You know what I'm saying? It just happened to end up on Instagram. That's it.
Jake.
And he probably went about his merry day and ate his wings. He had his mask on. Like, what did you want him to do? Like, I find this
an NBA player. You have one of the top teams in the Western Conference. You go to I believe it was a funeral, right? What's the name? That's fine, dandy. You're rich. You don't go get the wings. You get somebody to get the wings for you and bring them back to you.
Okay, that's fair.
You're at a different level.
Or Lou, you probably know all the staff, including the chefs at Magic City. You have the wings are named after. You can't get one of those or two or whatever your fancy is to bring you some food. And y'all do what y'all do best. Or no, what he does best is shoot a basketball. But whatever. I don't know. You can't just chill out.
He's okay. Your league literally just got back. The bubble is the biggest thing.
Y'all so hard
in sports news right now.
Y'all so hard on Lou Williams, right?
You're off the bubble for a funeral. You don't go get the wings. I don't care that you wanted the wings and that you would want to get them. It's just that it's the way you did it. Wings, you don't get the wings. Funny. Somebody else gets the wings and brings them to you. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. That's fair.
If somebody gets the wings and brings them to him, guess what? He's in that game.
No, that's fair.
He would have got his wings and he would have been playing basketball.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
He would have been a win-win for him. He got what he wanted, and he got to play basketball. But now he got his wings. Now he's stuck in his room for 10 days.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. If you look at it from just like a purely basketball and just like common sense perspective, yes, Lou should have got one of his boys or one of the people on his team or just somebody to come give him the wings.
LeBron James would have never been caught in that situation.
No, he would
caught somebody and got his food.
Exactly. But on just a purely the funniest level, come on. Come on. This is awesome. This is why the NBA is the way it is, bro. Like, this is great. Like, no, but seriously. Seriously. I'm being serious, guys. What would the bubble would have been without some type of shenanigans happening?
We already had the shenanigans. We had who was it that's across the line to go get some Uber Eats?
And they got the Rona? Yeah, I know. That's shenanigans. Look, we need somebody. I don't want them to die, of course. But we need no, listen to me. We need somebody to at least be a habitual line stepper. Okay. Thank you, Lou Will, for this. This is bro, did you see how many white people were confused about what Magic City was? Did you see Richard Jefferson answer that dude on Twitter saying it was an African American performing arts center?
Oh, what?
Okay. No, that was Bakari Sellers. Bakari Sellers said that. I was like, that is just wrong. That's hilarious. And that's just wrong. But I love it. And it's just trolling, bro. It's great. That was a great cultural moment, bro. It just showed people that's how people from Atlanta get down. That's really how people from Atlanta get down. So I gotta give Lou at least a little pass. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. He was wearing his mask. That's responsible. Now, if they both were out their mask, then I can see it. But like he was with his mask, he just took a pic. It's fine. But we need the shenanigans, bro. We need that. That's what makes the NBA great. That was awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But back to the game.
You gotta be smarter than that.
Yeah. Oh no. Absolutely. As far as the basketball being played, yeah, Kawhi looks great. PG looks great. Stop giving the ball to PG to shoot clutch shots.
Pandemic P.
Yo, bro, they called that nigga Pandemic P. I was like, y'all assholes. I was like, no, seriously, I really think that sometimes KD is a better basketball player than him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And KD feels the need to get these burners and defend himself. I know for a fact PG got burners on Twitter. He has to defend himself. No, but seriously, like he really has to defend himself. Like, why have we not gotten a scandal of Paul George getting on Twitter and accidentally having his burners be discovered? Because like the disrespect is crazy. He was the best player on the court for like a majority of that game. As great as Kawhi was, PG was in his bag that game. He looked great. They all look great. They all look like they need
like he had two working shoulders.
Exactly. It's crazy, bro. He's been banged up the whole season. And John, more to your point, I think your point is like one of the reasons why I'm a little bullish on the Clippers. Most of it is they're the fucking Clippers. Fuck them. But these dudes haven't played together. And I just think they look like they're going to have a harder road than the Lakers get into the Western Conference Finals, and I think they're going to need that chemistry, man. Also, it's very prevalent that they're trying to turn both of their wings into playmakers, and I think Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are playmakers. They should not be the playmaker, if that makes any sense. Like, I think those dudes are best served if somebody can get them easy shots.
That's Reggie Jackson's job.
Fuck. Oh, please, no. If you were a Clippers fan right now, dog, I'm so sorry you have to hear that.
There's no trolling.
Yeah. LeBron, looked like ass in that first half, but that's what GOATs do, bro. They get the game winning rebound and shot, and they put niggas in mental institutions and asylums. He put them in a padlock cell. He put Kawhi in a straitjacket, and then he switched off on Paul George, and Paul George shot that ball, And right as it left his hand, LeBron turned around and walked away because he knew it was not going in.
I mean,
this is goat shit.
Paul George, though.
This is goat shit. He put them both in a padlock cell. Like, it's just okay.
No,
it's fine. It's fine. Hashtag watch king. He sees it.
Yo, hold on. Everyone. I just want you to remember when Jake said he wasn't going to get his shit off. And then he
it's fine. I'm not really getting my shit off. I am just stating empirical facts. We all saw it. We all saw it.
Jake.
We all saw it. Witness. Hashtag witness. Hashtag watch king. Hashtag witness.
No.
That's all I got to say. No.
When has Paul George hit a clutch shot?
Never, ever.
That's why LeBron James, there was no mental gymnastics. LeBron's like, this man not making it because he never hit this before.
Okay, I mean.
If it was some Kawhi,
Kawhi, he might have looked.
Yeah, then LeBron got a problem. LeBron's clicking his butt cheeks on that. I get it. I understand. But still, he put them in prison. It's okay. It happens. Just remember what the narratives were last year. That's it. That's all I have to say. Yeah, and Anthony Davis is a goddamn cheat code. I mean, other than that, I think both teams need to really work themselves in shape. I think Reggie Miller said something really interesting, the first profound thing Reggie Miller has ever said on a broadcast. That they're gonna feel like shit in the morning. No, for real, bro. That was a really intense game, and I think both teams are ready for it. But they're going to feel like shit in the morning. They're going to be hurting and sore in the morning. So, man, like I said, shout out to the Clippers and the Lakers and the Jazz and the Pelicans for giving us just a great start. We needed that. I needed that. I think we all needed that. And, it's kind of a hard thing to kind of balance in my brain because it's they shouldn't be playing. But, man, they're pulling it off so far. And if it wasn't for Magic City, we'll be straight.
I mean, we gotta talk about these other games too, because that Portland-Memphis game was close too, bro.
Yeah, okay. So let me tell you something. Who was the dumbass that started the Carmelo Anthony narrative? Who was that? That person probably never needs to be in basketball ever again.
It's probably a statistician. You know what I mean? One of these guys on
the analytics.
Yeah, look, Carmelo Anthony, if you really analyze his career, over the course of his career, he's really not an efficient player. He really takes a lot of shots, and he's a volume guy. And he's if you look at his win shares and you look at his PEPTTR, I mean, he's just not a good player. And here we are.
Yeah, hitting clutch shots. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna cap. I did buy into it. So
okay, I push back on that. Okay, I push back on that. You necessarily didn't push back on that. You questioned if Carmelo could swallow a little bit of his pride and help people off the bench, and you questioned that, and that's fair because we saw AI completely refuse to do that, and if AI did it, AI would have played another 3 or 4 seasons. Right? We've seen greats not be able to gracefully just accept that role even when they want to continue to play. And it's just really nice to see Carmelo do that. I mean, I'm excited for him next season. You know what I'm saying? That dude can still go get you 12 points off the bench. And that's valuable in the NBA right now. I think he's just proven the narrative wrong on that front. But I don't think you bought into that statistician bullshit. I don't think you did that.
Yo, when Carmelo hit those 2 clutch 3-pointers in the fourth quarter, I definitely did the old Carmelo, you put the 3 fingers to your head.
Exactly, bro. Hey, bro, it felt like it was 2011 again, dog. I felt that one. Yes.
Bro, I instantly started doing it hey, Melo.
Yeah, exactly, man. Memphis just can't defend anybody. I'm rooting for Memphis to get this AC.
Yo, Jaren Jackson Jr. was hitting those threes.
Yeah, I mean he's the next great point guard.
No, not John. I'm not talking about John Murray. I'm talking about Jaren Jackson Jr.
Oh, Jaren Jackson Jr., not John. Oh, finally for you to show up.
Yo, he showed up.
Yeah,
bro.
he showed up in this
All the
game.
shots.
But yeah, all these games have been exciting, which has been awesome. And then so Derek, you want to talk about what Jason Tatum did? You want to get your shit off?
I didn't
what I
watch.
want off is that hair. He just needs to get a haircut. I need Jason Tatum to go. Listen, I understand it's hard to get to a barber shop, but you could call somebody to the house so they could get sterilized or something. And they could cut you. If your barber's good enough, he could cut you in a hazmat suit. We gotta get this fixed. Because this ain't it. He looks like Lonzo.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Tell me I'm lying.
No, you're not.
Okay. It was one of the worst games he's ever played. And I don't know, maybe Jason's a rhythm guy because he's gotten into some pretty bad slumps. And he just has to play his way out of it. We have a lot of playmakers on the team, but for the team to be successful, he has to be the guy. If Jason is just kind of like the stand in the corner guy, our team is doomed. We can only go as far as he can take us at this point. Like Kemba can be elite. Kemba could give us 50, and that could win us a game. But for us to win a series, especially against the Bucks or anybody viable, Jason Tatum needs to be a star. And if we want to beat the Bucks, he has to be a superstar. And then if we get to the finals, we're losing but it will be fun. You know what I mean? But yeah, Marcus Smart put his foot in the game though. I will say that Marcus Smart had a really good game. Gordon Hayward looked like he wasn't worth a max contract, but I like having him on the team.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Derek. Do you think it's a size issue? Because I think skill-wise, they match up.
I think it's a size issue. Yeah, I think it's a talent issue. I just don't think we have a talent that can go blow for blow with it, Giannis. I think ultimately we have a good collection of guys, and our team is very skilled, depending on the lineup. Like most, if not all, like at least 3 out of 5 guys on the court will be able to stretch the court. 3 out of the 5 guys can make plays. Most of those guys make a good effort on defense. It's a very well-oriented, team-oriented team. They'll play together. They'll make the right decision. They'll play like a Spurs brand of basketball. The issue with that is if you don't have a transcendent talent to kind of match up with other transcendent talents, team basketball can only get you so far because this isn't football. Like you can't just be fundamentally sound, and that will get you, and it will get you somewhere. But even like if you look at the Spurs, like recently the Spurs have always been coached well, but we just don't have the talent. You don't have the talent. So we have enough talent so that we can really shit on bottom feeding teams and mid-level teams. But when you get to the top, you need a superstar to carry you over. I don't think it's a size thing because ultimately you see more and more teams moving towards small ball. You know what I mean? Like if we played the 70, I mean, okay, I'm going to say this right now. If Ben Simmons can shoot, Houston, we got a problem.
Yeah,
Houston,
I'm gonna get to that.
Houston, we have a problem because that was the one thing. Like you get the Sixers, it's like, wake me up when Ben Simmons can shoot, and then they woke me up and I saw Ben Simmons pull. I'm like, no, man, we talked about this. I needed another year. Like Ben Simmons shooting was like a debt you had to pay off. But you kept being able to forbear it. It's finally them knocking at your door, talking about it's time. You're like, no. Like this man really went to the gym and started jacking up shots, and now he's just spraying. Like when I saw a clip of him just shooting, I was like, nah, it don't count. When I saw this fan hitting them, I'm like, nah, chill.
So basically, you're saying Jason Tatum needs to take, like, Jason Tatum needs to take the jump. Just like how it seems like Ben Simmons is ready to take that jump.
Ben Simmons has already been like a very high impact borderline superstar impact player. He just had a gaping hole in his game that not only debilitated his effectiveness, his ability to do other things that he does so well, but debilitated the team. If he can just be a serviceable shooter, oh my God, there is very little amounts of bad coaching that can deter that team.
Oh, Brett Brown was like, Brett Brown would say, "Hold my beer." Look, don't tempt that. Don't let Deron hear that. Deron's like, don't put that bullshit in the fucking universe. That motherfucker will go out here and do it. Don't.
Hey, I'm on the get Brett Brown out train for 2 years now.
So Derek, you just think it's a superstar thing, and that's what's gonna hold y'all back.
I think okay. So yeah, Giannis is 7 feet tall. He's going to, tiptoe through the lane, throw it on your face unless you build a wall. He's becoming a better shooter. So the only way you beat him, the only way you beat that team is you try the defensive concepts I just outlined with Giannis. You live with his jump shots, and then the rest of his team you try to match up with. But if you do that well, you shut the rest of the team down. But then Giannis gives you 45. You need somebody that's going to match that. You know what I mean? So if you can't match that, or if one game you lose because Giannis gives you 45, and that's a game at home you need to win, you need a superstar that's going to win you an away game. That's how these things work. You know what I mean? Like we're like, so that's how I see it. I don't really see it as a size thing. Now the 76ers, the way they match up right now, there's no team in the East that has an answer for Joel Embiid. Joel's going to be the healthiest he's been in forever. And he came back in shape.
And he came back in shape. He came back in shape, which is shocking.
It's going to be very. No one's talking about that. Like no, like the 76ers low key are coming in like assassins. Like they're like a dark horse for the championship this year.
Me too. I think so too.
Nobody's talking about the 76ers at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is weird. Like it's wild. Could everybody like 76ers, whatever.
No, but like, so like, and I don't want to put that out in the universe, but like, this team's kind of looking. It's kind of because like, all right, so like, especially in Boston, when you beat a team, they have to like beat your ass the next year for you to actually have some type of respect / fear for them. Like with the Jets, right? The last year, or the Ravens, right? That last year when the Patriots played Ray Lewis, and they did that bullshit with the Ray Lewis retirement party, and we got our shit set for like the next 3 years. I actually respected the Ravens. I was like, damn, all right, okay. like with the 76ers, it's coming because with the rivalry, with any rivalry. It has to be both ways. So I expect the 76ers to catch the Celtics lacking. Like, if we play them this year, I expect this to be the year, like, the Celtics lose to the Sixers for, like, 6 games or something like that. Just because, like, I think the Sixers looked at this opportunity. Like, Brett Brown looked himself in the mirror, did a Rocky sequence, ran some stadiums, and, like, like, he sat down, had a whole montage, watched some old black and white basketball footage. See, he's like, he's doing X's and O's. He's like on the phone with he's zooming with Greg Popovich and what's his face, Bill Laimbeer. He's
going through a whole Rocky Horror
montage trying to get
how he's going to get better. Okay, all right. I like to see that happen. I would like to see this come to fruition. I don't believe it. So basically,
no. What is this I'm hearing about the 76ers trying to use this other guy as their point guard, though? And having is that real?
No, it's very real.
No, it's very real.
Vincent is a power forward now.
Yeah, he's not the point guard anymore, Derek.
Oh my, it's over.
Oh, this is hilarious. This is hilarious.
Yeah, Brett Brown, all he had a decision like, yo, let's put Ben Simmons in the position he was in college. You know, because
exactly.
he knows how to play that position. And then we'll have another shooter out here.
All right, I'll be right back. I gotta get my food. I'm depressed. Why they have to get smart now?
All right. So basically, we just ran through like the Bucks. So, do you think the Bucks are going to the finals? Do y'all think they are like the best?
I think it's gonna be Sixers, Bucks in the I don't know how to see it yet. It might. I don't know. If they don't run into each other before, I think it's gonna be Sixers, Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we'll see what happens at that point. But Giannis has a very good chance to get to the finals. Yeah.
Okay.
We could easily see a Giannis LeBron finals, like easily.
That would be an interesting.
More than likely.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I would love that.
It's a Simmons and B finals, but more than likely, it's either going to be Giannis versus LeBron or Giannis versus Kawhi. It's going like
okay. So
more than likely, yeah.
So you don't think the Bucks have? See. Okay. So it's interesting that we stumbled upon this, right? We stumbled upon this conversation because I feel like the Celtics have the perimeter players to give the Bucks issues. They just don't have enough size, right? I don't think the Celtics have enough rim protection to deal with Giannis. And then on the flip side, I think that the 76ers don't have enough outside playmaking to make a difference against them. So I think if y'all can just like both, I think if they get a combination where they got to play the Celtics first and then play the 76ers, they're in trouble because I think all of those series are going 7. I don't think this Bucks team is as good as the last year's team. I don't think so. I don't think that. I think this Bucks team is
Giannis is better.
No, Giannis is better. I don't think his overall team is better. So
I mean, Brook Lopez is the same. Robin Lopez is a new piece, and he's basically another Brook Lopez.
Yeah, but they're more of a volume 3-point shooting team. They were efficient, way more.
Look, I want to say this: if the Bucks get a lead early, it's a wrap. like that's just basically what it is. Like, don't let the Bucks get a lead early because if they get a lead early, they rest Giannis, and the more you rest Giannis, the more chances you're not winning that game. So, you better stay close.
I think they're beatable. Let's put it like that. I do think the 76ers and the Celtics have chances.
They're beatable, but the Bucks are the best team in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, they're the best team. I don't want it to come off as like I don't think they're the best team. I just think they're beatable. It's just the Celtics, in my opinion, like Derek says, they don't have a superstar on his level, and they can use a little bit more size. And I think,
what if Kyle Lowry and the Raptors go to the finals?
I mean, another team that has the key ingredients.
Siakam, like, look, it wasn't Kawhi, it was me that got us to the finals.
Honestly, Jerron, if he doesn't have that great postseason, they're not in the finals.
I'm the saying, like,
Pascal's a monster.
Pascal, Kyle Lowry, and Nick Nurse get themselves back to the finals. Like, at that point, like, all of us was dumb as hell for getting mad at the Raptors for firing Dwayne Casey.
Absolutely. Remember me, dog? I was on that anti-Nick Nurse, and I look like a complete dope now.
Because Nick Nurse
look like a Herb, not so much a dope.
Honestly, big facts. Nick Nurse is a top 10 coach in the NBA. So, yeah. The Raptors are another team. Like, I just think the Eastern Conference is going to be a war, man. It's going to be a war. It's going to be a war. It's just going to be a war. The conference semifinals for the East, if we get our way, is going to be Toronto, Bucks, Celtics, Sixers. I mean, that's what we want. You know what I'm saying?
As long as Sixers do not put the ball in Tobias Harris's hands for a clutch shot, then we'll be all right.
Lord.
But he has the ball.
So, John,
I love you, Tobias, but you kind of Paul George is out there.
So
throw bias, Harris. Because he's throwing the game.
Oh my god! Derek, get out. Okay.
But Tobias never hit. Tobias hit every shot, and the shot you need him to hit, he'll just miss it, and you're like, how?
Yeah. So Derek gave us the problem. John, what do you think the number one problem for the Sixers is?
Shooting.
Just shooting in general.
Yes. Okay, here's the problem with the 76ers. Now that they're running Shake at the point and Ben Simmons at the 4, I don't know what this team problem is anymore, because before it was just that Al Horford wasn't really doing well at the 4. Ben Simmons couldn't shoot, so it limited our shooting options for our wing players. But now we got Al Horford playing center off the bench, so Al Horford is back to being Al Horford. And we got Ben Simmons at the 4. He doesn't have the ball in his hands at times.
Did you just say Al Horford's going to be playing in the center?
Yes.
It's like that's what he was supposed to be playing the whole time, because he's too slow to be a power forward. It's like the Celtics were using him the right way.
And wait, is Al Horford coming off the bench?
Yes.
Oh, he's
Al Horford is our center off the bench. He backs up and beat now like he's supposed to be.
Wow.
That's why Ben Simmons at the 4. Barrett Brown was like, oh snap, I figured it out. I'm gonna put Al Horford at his position off to lead the second unit, and I'm gonna put Ben Simmons at the 4 because he's big enough to play it, and I'm gonna put Shake Milton at the point because at the end of the season he was talking to Bud as one of our best perimeter shooters. So I'm gonna put Shea at the point because Shake Milton doesn't have to be the playmaker, because Ben Simmons can still bring the ball to court if he needs to, if he needs to run plays. Shake Milton just needs to be able to shoot and guard point guards, because now Ben Simmons is a guard pattern forwards.
Okay, I like this strategy. I really do. I really like
can't really talk about them because I don't know.
You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it yet.
We haven't seen this new team because they Embiid's not hurt. They just haven't been playing him for some reason. Whatever. They gave Embiid the Zion treatment. They're like, just sit down.
Okay.
We'll catch you when the game starts to matter.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I think that's it for basketball, guys. Let's
I want to talk about the highest scoring first half since the 90s.
Oh, is it? Wait, is it the game I'm watching right now? No.
The highest since 1990. The Mavericks Houston game was the highest scoring first half in the NBA.
Oh, that can't be. Both of these teams have great defenses. Oh, that can't be. I mean, James Harden will lock you up, man. There's no way. There's just no way. No way.
You're telling me Luka didn't hold the opposing team?
Yeah, what are you talking about, dog? Man, Tim Hardaway Jr. Bro, will put you in a prison, bro. Hey, come on.
Derek, there's 4 minutes in the third quarter, and the score is 105-96.
Oh, bro, yeah, I'm watching the game right now.
It's a whole quarter to play.
It's so fascinating. Like, Derek, I think the Mavericks are like 16 for 22 from 3. Yeah, I said that right. 16 for 22. Yeah. Some nuts. Yeah, it's crazy. We're going to get up into like the 140s, 50s in this game.
You said teen?
Yeah.
Not 6?
Wait, what'd you say?
Not 6? You said 16?
Yeah, I said 16 for 22. Yeah, I didn't stutter. Yeah, 16 for 22. Yes, I'm not. Yeah. Bro, it's like, this is like an AAU game. Like, this is kind of crazy. Yeah. I didn't want to talk about it because, well, I mean, it's not over. But yeah, you know, it's the Mavericks and the Rockets. I mean, what do we expect? You know, I think Houston's dangerous. If we want to go there, I think they're dangerous. I think they can give certain teams matchup problems, not the Lakers
or the Clippers, or
no. That's the team. They struggle with them. There actually, they struggle with the Rockets.
in the regular season.
Well, but matchups make fights, so you never know. Just put that out there.
You said the Clippers struggle with the Rockets?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember that last regular season game before the pandemic hit. Clippers had no problem with the Rockets that night.
No. That's when they were fully healthy. But I'm just saying, like, I just want to play James Harden. That's it. Fully rested, fully healthy. James Harden. The dude that doesn't hit a wall. That's dangerous to me. I would like to see if that narrative has been proven true or if he's just a joke. Right?
Okay.
So this is like that's
we're
interesting.
About to find out because
exactly. See, this is time. Exactly. So this is the interesting part, right? So that's always been like a narrative that we have used, or not an excuse, but or a reason of why we think James does not come up in big time moments is his legs are gone and he's like has to carry so much of the offense. He's just done. But
he has rest now.
He has rest and he has rest. 4 months of it. So we'll see. We'll see. I like to see the Western Conference playoffs won't be interesting until we get to the
second round. At least
the second round, right? The Eastern Conference playoffs will be fascinating every single round. And literally every series match.
I don't know. Do I really want to see Bucks versus Orlando? Not really.
No, not that. But you want to see 2 through 7.
Do I want to see who's second seeded?
I don't want to play Miami. You do not want to play the Heat.
Look,
the Bucks do not want to see Heat. They have no one dude Giannis struggles against.
I'm not talking about the Heat, but
I don't want to play Indiana.
Look, whoever play Indiana is
okay. Sabonis got hurt, so that's really going to hurt Indiana's chances. I don't want to play them either. They still okay. Victor Oladipo is still Victor Oladipo.
He wasn't having the best season.
Wait, what'd you say?
Why are they doing a jump ball?
What do you mean a jump ball?
They did a jump ball with 4 minutes left in the third.
Oh, I guess it was a tie up. I don't know why. I was talking. My bad. I didn't see it.
Wasn't. I mean, Victor Oladipo he's not bad, but he's not all-star. I'm gonna be what we saw before he got injured.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's going to be fascinating. It's a lot of moving factors. It's more moving factors in the East that make it more interesting to me. That's it. I'm excited, though. I mean, I think these games are proving that this is...
I know the Sixers don't want to see the Heat.
Yeah. I think, nobody wants to see that team. Just nobody. Nobody wants to see them.
I would love to see a Sixers Heat rematch. That series is actually kind of fun to watch. No offense. For me.
I want to see Bucks Heat because the Heat have the one dude that gives Giannis problems.
Who?
There, go look at Bam Adebayo's numbers guarding Giannis and then scoring on Giannis. Think y'all should really go look that up and be like, wait, what?
No, Bam Adebayo is really good. So.
Yeah, Bam is the type of player that he's not as tall, but he's bigger than Giannis. He's stronger than Giannis. And he's just as quick. Like, that's a thing. He's so good. And, man, you got Jimmy Butler and Andre Iguodala and Tyler Hero and Kendrick Dunn and Goran Dragic. I mean, that's a lot of good players. But you got Jimmy Butler.
That sounds like a whole bunch of defense, but no outside shooting.
Do you know Tyler Hero and Kendrick Dunn are like 40% three-point shooters? Tyler Hero they can fine. Actually shoot the ball. They got way better shooting than past Heat teams.
Look.
Way better shooting. Way better shooting.
Tyler Hero and the other Duncan Robinson, I think his name is, they're cool at shooting. But Jimmy ain't hit a three in a while.
Okay. It's Kendrick Nunn.
It's Kendrick Nunn. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. But they have guys. This is the best team.
Guys.
I would not want to see that.
Yeah, I don't want to. I said the Sixers don't want to play him.
Yeah,
I know that for a fact.
Trey Burke is still in the league.
Yes, he is. Man. Yes, he is.
Yo, he looks like an old vet. What the heck happened?
Yeah.
He went to New York. Came What they call him in New York? He had the cornrows like irises. I forgot what they called him, but yeah, he got the cornrows in New York, and he learned how to play. I guess.
Yeah, he became valuable.
Yeah.
I think we're done, guys. I think we're done with that. That was good. So let's hit the elephant in the room. Halo fucking Infinite. It was
That's free to play multiplayer, boy.
Yeah, so it was announced today through Halo's official Twitter account that the multiplayer will support up to 120 frames per second and will be free to play, which intrinsically means that I don't think Xbox is getting rid of online multiplayer. They're not making it free. What they are going to do is get rid of the free to play paywall that they had. So I think that's what's going to end up happening. I'm not necessarily excited for a free to play game or philosophy when it comes to Halo. Yeah, it can get more people into the door, but I'm not.
Okay, so
really
for me, it depends on how competitive the multiplayer is. Like if the multiplayer is balanced and fun and exciting, this is a massive win. Because if you can draw people in,
so Derek, my thing is from a health perspective, from just a health of the Halo IP perspective, it's a good move.
Mm-hmm.
Far as monetary concerns as a consumer and as a gamer, I don't know. I don't know if they can make a free to play game without microtransactions or loot boxes.
Well, you said the online's free to play, but the story, if you want to play it, it'd be like Fortnite, right? Where you actually have to you have to pay for it.
Yes.
Okay,
you have to pay for the story, but you got the multiplayer is free to play.
Yeah. So I mean, financially, a lot of people, at least like the diehard Halo fans, like
they're gonna go buy this. Absolutely, they're gonna hop in.
They're not gonna buy it. They're gonna get it on Game Pass. That's not lying.
Yeah, so actually, they're not gonna buy that.
But for the people who just want to play the next big shooter, you know what I mean? They want to get it free. Like people like this is the actual culture of gamers right now, and it's actually something interesting. It's like a subtopic. I'm gonna just explain it, and I want y'all to split on it, and we'll get back to Halo. But do you notice how every time there's a new something, whether it's Valorant, I don't know if you guys know what Valorant is, but Valorant,
yeah, we do.
Yeah, or if it's Apex Legends, or or if it's a new COD, it seems like people just tend, if it looks even slightly interesting, people tend to try it. You know what I mean? Like streamers will play it if there's anything somewhat interesting, or
Battle Royale is basically the number one gaming genre right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's very interesting how like the model a lot of these games are taking. You know what I mean? To make these free to play, to do a game this wow. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. What's his face has a burner.
Chris Stapps? Yeah, Chris Stapps. Yeah. Chris Stapps is spraying it right now. I think Chris Stapps got like 35 so far. It's kind of crazy.
All right, but in any case, do you guys think that studios are just going to continue to move towards making pop-up games, if you will, like games that are just, hey, everyone, over here.
So, Derek, your subtopic is not really a subtopic. Halo is just an entry into this topic because I wanted to bring it all in. So, shout out to you with the 5-star transition, and that was great.
And I will be right back. I ordered too much food, so I'm going to offer the rest to my family. But y'all
look at you being nice.
All right.
Okay. I like what Derek brought up because I was going to ask the same question to you, Jerron, because y'all play more multiplayer games than I do. So I really wanted to get it from people who play free-to-play games. Like, aren't y'all not tired of the saturation of this? Because
I haven't played a free to play game in a while.
Well, you did.
I dropped because Destiny is technically free to play, but I definitely paid for Destiny. So the last free to play game I played was Fortnite in 2018, and you see I dropped it. I don't think. Okay, one, gamers now are cheap, so if it's free, they play it because they don't want to pay for anything. I don't know why. I don't know how the industry came to this mode, but you got a whole bunch of people that don't want to pay for the hobby that they love, which makes no sense because if you love the hobby, you would think you would put money into it so it can grow. But hey, that's just me. But the thing is, people are. Well, how do I put this? With these new I guess what he said, pop up games where oh, it's the new thing. People play a game and that game starts to get old because okay, you think about gaming before this generation, you played a game and you liked it, and then you moved on to another game. And then if you did play it for a long time, it wasn't the only game you were playing. Like if you played Tony Hawk Pro Skater, it's like, okay, I'm playing that, and then you go play Spyro, and then you go play Crash Bandicoot, and then you go play Siphon Filter, and then you go back to Tony Hawk where your friends come over. You're not playing the same game all the time, which makes you not get tired of it. But now with games like Fortnite, Warzone, or whatever, it's the only thing people play. They literally play the same game over and over and over again every day. And at some point, you get tired of playing it. Hey. So when you get a game like, oh, Valorant's out, it's like, well, it's free. There's no entry cost. It looks cool. It is different from what I'm playing right now. Let me go try it out. And then you get a large pop player base in Valorant, or you get a game like Destiny came free to play. It's like, oh, well, I heard about Destiny. Destiny has a name for itself. It's now free to play. I'm tired of playing Fortnite. Let me go play Destiny 2 now because it's free. So basically what Microsoft is trying to do is like, hey, you playing all these games, you're probably tired of them. Halo, biggest franchise in Xbox. You know what Halo is. You love Master Chief. The multiplayer is free. Come join. And like Derek said, it is more likely going to be a win for them because you're going to get a large player base very quickly just because it's free. But at the same time, you still have your story that has to be paid for, even though they're not going to pay for it. Like I said, they're going to get it through Game Pass. But that's the road Microsoft is trying to take with this. They're trying to take they see what the industry is doing right now. They're just trying to hit that because they want to make the most money out of Halo, and they know, and we give you access to it for free and just charge you microtransactions. That's kind of the best way to make money right now in the gaming industry, at least for third party and I guess Microsoft because they're trying it. Because Sony and Nintendo not doing that because people just go out and buy their games. But
okay, but my thing with free to play games is so my whole thing is unless Halo, they are not trying to make any money off of this multiplayer because they just said no microtransactions and loot boxes. I'm reading this Halo blog post.
Like, also, there's not any microtransactions or
yeah, and I'm just like, how is this sustainable?
Okay. That doesn't make microtransactions. I don't think skins and cosmetics count as microtransactions, do they?
They do. They should because they are microtransactions. My question is, are they going to put a Gears 5 where they're going to be like, hey, we're not going to do this, and then they do it anyway? I can text you a link to get Google. I didn't Google. Why are you talking?
That's hilarious. That's funny. I don't know. I don't know, John. That would be a massive. I don't like corporations that lie to me. So I don't think a lot of Halo fans will like that. Well, actually, no, they will accept it because I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go off yet. But yeah, I would hope that they don't do that. I would hope that they don't lie, but I don't see how that's sustainable. Like, at some point in time, Game Pass has to be sustainable. Like, these games have to start making money for them. They're not making money off Game Pass. Like, Aaron Greenberg's an idiot for saying that out loud, by the way. That's the dumbest thing you can ever do. Because now people are like, holy, what do you mean you're not making money?
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah, well, it's kind of obvious. Well, drawn to us, it's obvious. But to regular gamers and casuals, I don't expect them to know if things are profitable or not. But common sense should tell you that it's not going to be. And
it literally has $1 Game Pass codes, like
floating all around the world. Yeah, exactly.
People have been trying to tell Xbox fans for the longest that nobody's paying for Game Pass. Xbox fans didn't want to listen, like somebody paying the $15, but no, literally, people are literally going out.
$15?
That's the ultimate. I guess it's 10 if you already have Xbox Live, but you want the whole package. It's 15 a month.
Exactly.
Anyway,
it's $15 a month, Derek. It's on a subscription
for a subscription service that I can go buy at GameStop for 50 cents.
That's a different story. Let's not get off track. But with the Game Pass thing, Xbox literally have it giving codes on Pop-Tarts, Butterfingers, sodas, chips. What's that? When the people go to their events, they just hand out Game Pass codes. Like, it's to the point where literally nobody was paying full price for Game Pass. Why would you? Why would I pay full price for Game Pass when I could just go buy some Pop-Tarts and get another month? Like, you see what I'm saying? And for the people that get in the Game Pass codes off these products, most of that money isn't going to Microsoft. It's going towards Lay's or Pop-Tarts or whoever the product is, because you're buying a Pop-Tart. So most of that money going there, not going to Xbox. So of course they're not making that much money because they did. But Aaron Greenberg said they didn't focus on making money. They focused on getting a player pool there. Now are they going to keep them or not? That's the question.
Yeah, but John, their marketing strategy isn't the problem. It's the sustainability of it. It's the problem. I don't want people to invest in Game Pass and then Microsoft realize this shit is not sustainable and then pull the plug. I know they won't, but then they start they upcharge people.
They could though. I mean, Microsoft has pulled the plug on many products.
They have pulled the plug on many products. I just I think once you start getting in that $20 range, because Game Pass has to fundamentally it has to grow in monetary value, right? It just can't stay $15.
Well, right now it has to, because they have to get people to actually pay.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like 5 years from now. I mean, it has to go up in cost. Like, they have to increase the cost.
I mean, yeah, like Netflix, everything goes up in cost.
Okay, I'm just So I just fundamentally don't understand how Halo's going to be profitable. And this was apparently rumored to be a $500 million development cycle for them. That's a lot of money.
The only thing I can think of is that they're anticipating the esport is going to be Titanic. It's going to be Fortnite.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
it can be for Halo. It can be. It can be for Halo.
Like, that's the only way. And the thing about it too is the reason why it doesn't make sense to me is because with those games, with a Fortnite, there's not a Fortnite 2 on the horizon, right?
No, it's never going to be that.
Remember, there's not a Halo Infinite 2 on the horizon either.
No,
they literally said this Halo that they're making is going to be the Halo for a long time.
Now I understand. Now I understand what my gripe is, because I'm just trying to think about what it is. When every single part of the game is a live service now, that sucks. So you're telling me you want me to pay the $15 a month or the $60 to $70 at launch, right?
Yes.
And now I basically am going to get nickel and dimed for 10 plus years worth of content. And I just want to play. I think gamers don't understand that there are still a large chunk of people who just want to play the game. They don't want to be in a live service. They don't want to be catered to for 10 years, 10
No,
years.
they just want the game to be good. They just
They
want the
just
game to be
want
good.
the game to be good, look good, play good, be good, and we will pay the premium for it. That is the expectations that the gaming industry has set for itself. It's tried, tested, and true. It works. I just find that to just be just I
But the
don't like
gaming
it.
industry is moving away from that, just like they're moving away from a lot of stuff. Just like
Okay, and Thron, when you say they're moving away from that, I have to say, damn, if we as gamers would have just sucked it up and paid the premium for consoles and games, then maybe this wouldn't happen.
But
hey, okay, now, okay, remember that, right? That is a very true statement you just said. But the thing is that only affects third-party games in one company, because Nintendo gamers, they still get regular games because they actually buy them. PlayStation gamers still get regular games because they actually go out and buy them. The only companies and and major game company that are having this problem right now is Xbox and third parties. Now, why is that? You had to answer that question yourself.
Okay,
well, they make repetitive bullshit.
An aside.
Okay,
how's Google Stadia doing?
I don't know because they haven't released
no
numbers.
They don't release no numbers. I would have to assume not very well. I would have to assume that. I would have to assume that they are looking at the long-term plan and they just are building studios to make exclusives for themselves. So Stadia, even though we make the jokes that Stadia's dead on arrival, no, not necessarily. It's going to be around for another 2 or 3 years, and so we have to see what games they make. But I would have to expect they're not probably hitting the scale the way they wanted to. Or
no, that's why they give out all those free trials.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they want people to get into the ecosystem and actually start to like it, so people actually stay there.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of bad practices that are leading to more bad practices, and it just sucks that Halo, a game that I love, is like going that way.
No, but the gaming, okay,
it just sucks,
the gaming journalism industry. Let's put it that way. Gaming journalism is pushing for the industry to be more free-to-play type games, because everybody from Kotaku to IGN to any other major game service always praises games like this with the free-to-play and everything. So somewhere, somehow, there's a group of people who apparently have power that are trying to push the gaming industry as a whole to go towards this way. That I don't really accept it, because like when I play free games, I really don't like buy anything in there. But like apparently there's a group of gamers that don't want gaming to go that way. So right now we need to be as vocal as possible to let these people know that, hey, we just want regular games like they used to be. Because if we don't say anything now, it's going to be too late. So,
and by the way, I don't think all free to play games are bad. I just don't like that every major third party has one, and it's becoming a trend, and that worries me because it basically incentivizes developers to half-ass games and then add over time, which I think is what Halo Infinite will end up being. I think Halo Infinite is going to come in hot. They're not doing a multiplayer beta. They might not even do a single-player campaign beta. They might even put a beta up at all. It's going to come in unfinished. It's going to come in hot. They're not going to...
Yeah, it's going to come in like PUBG.
Yeah, it's not going to just have a miraculous transition in graphics. I just find that to be very sad, because like, you know, people can lie to themselves, drawn to be like, Halo was never supposed to be a game that looked good. Why the fuck are you lying? Halo 3, Halo 4, and Halo 5 look fantastic. They look great. They are great looking games. You don't have to lie. Like they're not.
You want to lie to kick him, my nigga.
Amen.
You gotta try so.
Amen. Shout out to Kendrick and Rhapsody for that song, bro. Like, yo, man, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating because, man, I just wanted a single player narrative, 20-hour campaign, good gameplay, and a dope multiplayer, and I'm not getting that. And it seems like I'm gonna have to
you're getting an open world Destiny type story with you're gonna have expansions and the multiplayer is free to play. You got what's that? You got they turn Halo into Destiny, which is wild. Like
that's crazy, man. I just don't think it just
you know why they did it though? Is because as much as we don't like that style of game is very profitable. Because which is why I don't believe Microsoft when they say they're not going to have any microtransactions. They might not have any loot boxes, but they're definitely going to have microtransactions.
Who said no microtransactions?
They did.
I'm looking at them like they're all cap.
No, they did.
They all cap because there's going to be microtransactions eventually. It might not start with microtransactions, but eventually.
Can you imagine having
you know why there's going to be microtransactions? It's going to be because the players that are playing it are going to ask for it. Watch, just like you. What's that? You might think I'm crazy.
Oh no,
for saying
Jerron,
that,
they're promising. They're promising the player base. They're promising they're promising the player base free customizations and stuff like that. I find that very hard to believe just based off the business practice of live service games.
That they're going to start out that way. They're going to start out that way. Everybody's going to have free customizations. I'm telling you, the player base itself are going to ask for microtransactions. Just watch. You don't believe it now. It sounds wild, like people are going to ask to pay for stuff. Just watch. Come back to me next year and you're going to see it. It's going to be wild. It's going to be like Destiny. It's going to be like Destiny. You're going to be like, why are these here? And you're going to realize people ask for this.
Like I said, like this will be a game I'll check in on in like 2 to 3 years. But I'm not doing this at launch, man. I fundamentally hate these games. It's lazy. It's lazy to me. It's lazy, it's money grabbing, and it's supremely anti-consumer. Nobody see, Jerron, it would be different if GameStops and Walmarts were giving away free copies of Halo Infinite. Then I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But this is still a paid product. Even if with your $15 subscription, right? You are still paying money for this. And for you to fundamentally accept a broken, unfinished game is just something about that just makes me mad. It's kind of like going to the movies. You get half off on the ticket, but you only watch the first hour of the movie, and then you got to pay for the second hour of the movie. Then you got to pay for the third hour of the movie. Like,
are the expansions going to be free in Game
and Drawn? That's okay. That's where the whole crux of my argument will hinge on. Because if it's all free, I'll shut up. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It still sucks. You have to wait for story expansions and stuff like that, but at least it's free. But Drawn, do you know how
I say free? I mean,
it comes with the subscription.
You're paying for it in Game Pass.
Yes, it comes with the subscription. No, I don't fundamentally think that. I fundamentally think Game Pass is just a way to get people into an ecosystem where they can nickel and dime you with games.
I mean,
I think that is where they want to head. Which,
of course, they do because they want the revenue. Because,
I'm just fundamentally against that.
The reason why Xbox went this way, honestly, truthfully, is because
Microsoft wanted them to.
That's true, but even in a more fundamental way, either A, people who had an Xbox weren't buying enough games, or B, there wasn't enough people that have Xbox to justify, to give Microsoft the profit that they wanted to see. Because
Jerome, I don't think Phil Spencer's a boogeyman. I think Phil Spencer needs to shut the hell up sometimes with some of the shit he says. But do I think he's fundamentally a boogeyman? No.
I'm not saying he's a boogeyman.
He
I'm
gets
saying
his marching orders from Satya Nadella. And Satya
that's
Nadella
true.
has turned Microsoft into a subscription, services, and enterprise hardware company.
That's true. But I'm telling you, businesses do not change practices for no reason. Businesses always looks at, because let me say this: if Xbox was making the profit that Nadella wanted to see by just selling the game standard regularly, he wouldn't have changed it. He would have kept it the same because if I'm making enough money, I'm not going to destroy something that's giving me money. There's for somehow, some way, he looked at the sales of the Xbox and the games, and he came to the conclusion that either, like I said, A, the people who own Xbox weren't buying enough games, or B, there wasn't enough people on Xbox to get the profits that they wanted to see just by buying games. One of the two happened. I don't know which one because we don't know Xbox sales numbers, and they didn't give us those numbers. But they came up like that. So they came up and it was like, how do we make the profit we want to see? And then they saw games as a service, which makes a lot of money. So then they was like, well, Microsoft is doing everything service based anyway. Let's just put our games out like that because people, you get nickel and dime, but people pay for it. So they're getting a profit out of it.
People have a broke mentality. People, rather than paying for a complete product that they'll own in its entirety, people will rather. It's only 5. It's only 15. All right, this is okay. Gaming's affordable. Woo-hoo!
And I'm not, and like when we say this, I don't think any of us come off as gatekeepers. It's just it leads to bad products. Like Fortnite is not a good game. It is fundamentally not a good game. It fundamentally is not a good game. How do you think I'm going to judge Halo Infinite? Because it's Halo? No, they've lost that. They lost that benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna judge it off of what you're trying to do. You're trying to do a Destiny, Fortnite crossover with Halo, and I just find that to be blasphemous and not worthy of the Halo IP itself.
Yeah, they should have done this with Halo. Like Halo and Gears should never be associated with that type of game. Like, you don't mess up Halo and Gears because those are your two staple franchises that keep the Xbox going. If you wanted to make a Destiny-like game, what you do is you make a new IP that is Destiny-like. That way,
or you can use the same damn universes, right? You can do that, like Apex Legend is in the Titanfall.
Yeah, see, I was gonna go there.
You're
Hey,
right.
you could have just done a spinoff. Right. I just, you're man, right. I was really looking forward to this story campaigns for Halo, and I just don't think they're gonna have the full game ready to go. And I'm just not here for that, and people are gonna accept it.
No, they're gonna give you a full. They're gonna give you.
Jerron, I don't know.
They want to give you a full game.
Okay, Jerron, let me ask you a question.
Full story.
You play Destiny, right?
Yes.
That story was way longer than the game they gave you, right?
Destiny. Okay, this is how Destiny works. When you play a Destiny story, it's pretty short. Honestly, it's pretty short. It's like I'd say, how long is a Destiny story? I'll be gracious and say 10 hours.
Okay.
But I gotta even give it 10 hours.
Anyway, John, that's a problem. Every Halo game hits over 10 hours of gameplay.
What's it? Destiny's story is short, but they give you a complete story. It might, like, when you leave a Destiny story, it's not like they do leave it off a cliffhanger, like what's next, but you don't feel cheated out of the story. Like it's a beginning, middle, and end to the story. I feel like that's how Halo is going to be. They're going to give you a story. It's going to have a beginning, middle, and an end. It's going to end in a cliffhanger, so you're going to have to wait for the next expansion. But they are going to give you a full, complete story. It's just...
You think
like
so?
The game is going to be, like, when you play it, you might not know. You're not going to be satisfied because you want the 20-hour story. So I don't think you're ever going to be satisfied unless
No. John.
what you need to do is wait until like 3 expansions come out and then play it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll hop into this in 2 to 3 years, but no, I'm not saying. I am not saying that I need 20-hour stories. I love Halo stories. Halo stories at least hit 10 hours of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I love those self-contained games and their stories. And yeah, of course, they end off on cliffhangers. I'm just saying is, are they going to offer that? And with a business model like that, and given the development problems that they seemingly have with that game, are they going to hit it? And is this business model financial and part of 343 isn't that talented enough to execute on the vision of Halo? And so we need to give them development years over time so they can hit the vision that they truly want to hit.
That might be it. Because like I said, you can tell the quality of Halo has gone down since they gave
Yes, absolutely. You can't tell me where my standards were in Halo 3 and then look at it Halo Infinite and say I'm tripping. No, I expect better because we've played better games. It's just like it's as simple as that. Like I'm I don't know, man. It's going to be like, unfortunately, you won't really know the success of this until
it comes out.
It comes out, and then we probably won't even know the success of it until like the first expansion or 2 drops. It's going to be massive. It's going to be massive.
Xbox tells us.
Yeah, it's going to be massive though, and it's going to be very profitable for them, and it's going to be a big boy in that space. It's just, I wonder how many people think they're getting a traditional Halo game and they're going to get into it and be like, what the fuck is this? Because I'm pretty sure that happened to a lot of Destiny people who play Destiny. Like, Destiny was promised to be one thing and it ended up being a completely different thing, right?
Yeah, that was early on, but after that, everybody knows what Destiny is now, basically.
But Destiny can get away with that because it's a new IP.
It's a new IP, though. Like, yeah.
This is Halo. It has a standard, man. And that, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough.
I mean, I hope for Xbox that it does well.
Yeah, I hope, but yeah, man, well. Like, I'm one of them dudes that likes graphics. So if those graphics don't improve, holy shit, you can miss me with that. I'm not hopping in on that.
I mean,
plus, I'm not getting
the graphics are that toned down so they can hit 120 though.
Yeah, exactly. That's okay, John. Thanks for reminding. For the idiots who thought that console could hit 4K 60 or 4K 120 in open world games, are just like people fundamentally get resolution, graphical quality, and fidelity and frame rate confused. Your resolution is how many pixels you push. Your fidelity and your textures is how much detail there is. That's where the data comes from. That's where so you could have a resolution of 1440p, but you can push 8K textures. The detail looks like it's 8K, but the resolution is 4K. Halo Infinite looks like it's pushing 900p textures, but at 4K. I don't care about that. The quality of detail looks awful. I don't care if I'm in 60 frames per second if it looks like that. Like, it's not. John, you know what would be way more impressive? 1440p, 4K textures at 120 frames per second. Now you got my attention.
You can't advertise 1440p.
Yeah, you can't advertise this as a next gen game and then be like, yeah, we're gonna patch in ray tracing.
I'm telling y'all,
patch in ray tracing.
Look, the thing that destroyed, like the thing that messed everything up is the skip of 2K 1440p resolution. Like the fact that we went from 1080 to 4K is hurting a lot of things.
Yes.
Because at this point, game companies can't push 1440p. Even though that's what they should be pushing. They should be pushing 1440p. But since the TV industry decided to just jump over 2K and go straight to 4K, it's kind of messing up everything.
Yes, I totally agree, John. We and honestly, it's part video game industry, but it's also gamers and consumers' fault because we fell in love with 4K so instantly and we demanded it so much instead of like if these next gen consoles were like every game will go 120 frames per second, but we'll stick at 1440p, and then we might AI upscale it up to 4K for some certain games, I would be so happy. Because then everybody gets what they want. Everybody gets increase in graphical detail, but then you get an increase in frame rate. And that's what everybody wants. Like, don't let nobody tell you that's not what they were expecting next gen. Like, those people who are being hypocritical right now, don't listen to them. They're idiots, and they're backtracking because their favorite company got called out as being power fraud. Don't let that fool you. Next gen was always promised to be graphical fidelity increase, frame rate increase, with the promise of the load times and the quality of life improvements. That's what they promised us. And now your flagship title can't do one of those. And ray tracing. Can't do two next gen features, which is look like it's next gen and have ray tracing. But yeah, 120 frames per second. And also, if you want 120 frames per second, build yourself a fucking PC. I'm so sick and tired of people asking for PC specs from a $400 home console.
It could be $5.
Well, still, Jerron, even at $500. Even at $500.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like it doesn't.
I agree with you.
It doesn't make any sense, man. Like that's just an unreal. Especially when, as a consumer base, you guys are still afraid to spend $600 on one of these things. Doesn't make any sense.
They don't want to pay for games. What made you think they want to pay for a console?
So this is just we're just going to circles. Yeah. Let's
They
go.
don't want to pay for games. That's why Game Pass
you're right.
exists.
You're right. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, you're right.
They mad because games went up to $70, but you think they want to pay extra for a console?
Well, John,
I just spent $70 on grocery store like it was nothing.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
But y'all mad because all the other games are going to and then the sad part is not all games are going to $70.
No.
The only game that said they're going to $70 is 2K. I think Ubisoft already came out. They're like, we're not increasing our price. So like, y'all can chill out.
Said what?
2K increased their price to $70 for next gen.
Smoking packs, bro. Like what?
Yeah, so, yeah.
That's not even a $30 game.
I totally agree, dog. I totally agree, man. I agree with you.
And guess what? Since 2K going to $70, that next Rockstar game about to be $70 too.
Yeah. So.
And that next Borderlands about to be $70 too.
Yeah. Exactly. I do expect some publishers to do the increase, but I expect them to stay put for now. Like Dron, the Ubisoft thing was stay put for now. That's going to increase. They're going.
It's going to increase, but
it's not like in the next year or so. Yeah. Yeah. So, Dron, this is the last thing I'll say on this topic. Uh-huh. We could have avoided all of this if we, as gamers, just will put our money where our mouth is. I think we are loudmouths and dumbasses as a collective. Yes, I'm talking about myself. I contradict on some of the things I say, but I try not to because as a hobby, I would not like to see the games that I love get sucked into these business practices. I think these business practices only serve rich publishers that don't want to put in the quality, the time, and the effort to make quality games. And I just feel like the explosion of gaming has proliferated this practice to a point where we're reaching a crossroads where, man, like, are we going to just be a consumer base that's just fundamentally worried about ourselves? Or are we going to be a consumer base that's worried about the healthy, balanced relationship that these games give us relative to price? And if we don't get this right, like, it scares me. if they don't get this right, if Microsoft doesn't get Game Pass right, I don't know what happens to them. This seems like a lot of upfront investment of billions of dollars to get this to work. Like xCloud.
Well, let's just call it what it is. If this doesn't work out for Microsoft, they're basically Sega. like,
Yeah,
like let's just call it what it is. If this doesn't work, Xbox is.
Yeah.
Look, if this doesn't work in like the next 5 years, Microsoft is selling Xbox. Let's just get it. Like Microsoft's not got time. They will get rid of you. We already know. Look at Mixer.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, that I don't. Yeah,
All I'm saying is that if you claim you love gaming, you're gonna have to pay to keep gaming going. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's an expensive hobby. It's an expensive upfront hobby. I think everybody should know that. Everybody likes to claim they've been gaming for 20 years. I've been gaming for 20 years, but I know for a fact that it's expensive, and it's a premium hobby. This ain't for the cheap. It's not. And
the crazy part is, you don't have to make it expensive.
No, you don't.
Because you can literally wait 5 months for a game and get it for $30 instead of $60. Like,
yeah, you can get $15 taken off of a game price within 2 months, within 6 weeks.
The problem is everybody's trying to be.
It's FOMO. It's FOMO, bro. Everybody has a fear of missing out on games, and I just don't inherently have that.
But no, everybody wants to be. Damn, what they call it? I want to say first time investor, but it's not called that. They want to be one of the first people that get it. I forgot what they call that in the business. There's the
pioneer.
Early
adopter. Yeah.
They want to be an early. Everybody in the gaming space wants to be an early adopter, which early adopters are the one that spend the most money to get stuff now because they have the income and they want it now. So they're early adopters. And then eventually the price gets cheaper and then it becomes a standard. And everybody in the gaming space wants to be an early adopter, but they're not making the early adopter money. There's like, in the world of consumerism, there's just different levels of people. And if you can afford to be an early adopter, then do it. But if you can't, there's nothing wrong with saying, yo, I want that game. I'm gonna wait a couple months to go down the price to get it. Or you can be like me, where I make enough money to buy video games, but I can't buy everything I want. So you make choices. I'm gonna go buy Ghost of Tsushima now because I really want to play that game. But another game that I might want, I'll just wait on that until it goes $30 so I can pick it up. Like you can fluctuate between the tiers of consumer. It's just you gotta do it right. So it'd be like if you're a Call of Duty guy and you're like, I want Call of Duty the first day, that's fine. Buy Call of Duty for the $70 when it comes out, and then you like, oh, but I also want to play Ghost. Well, wait till Ghost goes on sale, because it will go on sale in the next 3 months, and then pick it up and play it then. But you still, both ways, you're still paying the developer for their game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're still getting money out of it. They might not get the full amount that they expected at first, but by the time it goes on sale, they've already, like, businesses already know a time period of when they're going to get the most money out of something. So when Ghost drops and they sell 2.4 million in the first 3 games, they're like, okay, we met what we wanted, and we might have exceeded what we wanted to make this first week. And then they're going to keep the game at a regular price. And in about 3 months, they're going to be like, well, I think we squeezed out this section of the market. Let's drop it at this price so we can get another section of the market. And then let's get the money that we can get from there. Like, businesses know this. So just pay for what you can and support your hobby, because if we don't, then we have no idea where gaming is going.
And we're not saying that supporting Game Pass is different. We're just looking at it realistically from a dollar cents perspective, like though the game's coming there. So this is the last thing we'll say on this topic, or this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Value to me is not money; it's quality. Value to me has always been a perspective of quality, not how much money something is. So when you see when people compare Game Pass and Netflix, I say you don't fundamentally compare them because they're two different mediums. We consume movies in a completely different way than we consume video games. Video games take several hours to get into, find out if it's a quality game, find out if you like it, and then you continue. A movie and a TV show literally are 1 to 2 hour investments, and then if you don't like it, you move on. The time is a different factor in when you compare them, right? Plus, Netflix is an aggregator of third-party content, just like Game Pass is. The difference is those shows have been created, they have been viewed on cable TV, they have been monetized to the point of where they can be monetized, and they are put on Netflix to make more money. Just like Dron said, the market changes, the consumer market changes. They put it on Netflix. What Xbox is trying to do is do the same thing, but they don't have a reputation of making quality original content themselves, and they're trying to change that. I see that. That is a point, and that's a feather in their cap. Something they have not been able to say for 7 years. They're trying. That's okay. But we don't intrinsically think that Netflix is valuable because of its price. We think Netflix is valuable because of its original content. We like as much as people make jokes about like, well, nothing's on Netflix, I'm gonna go watch The Office. Like that's an old joke. People see the value of these streaming services of what type of original content do you provide. Disney Plus is only viewed as how many MCU shows are you going to create? Not necessarily the movies that come to there, not necessarily the old Disney library. That's a very valuable piece of content, sure. But people are just not going to pay the $6.99, $5.99, $12.99, whatever, like the $12.99 bundle for it, if it's just Aladdin and Lion King. We're not going to do that. But we'll pay that $5.99 for The Mandalorian. We'll pay it for Winter Soldier and the Falcon. We'll pay that for WandaVision. We'll pay that for whatever that Blade going to be. Blade movie or TV show is going to be. We'll pay for the Moon Knight show that's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing with HBO Max. HBO Max, great original content, but it's old and it's been viewed. And it might be there for people who haven't viewed it. But what's going to keep it healthy and keep it successful and actually give it value will be its original content. So let's bring this back to Game Pass. Guys, I can't play value. I've said this before. I cannot put value into my machine and play it. Like, you should not tell me I should be happy with Game Pass because I'm only paying $15. No, you idiot. I should be happy with Game Pass because of the games that are coming. So when people tell me there's no quality content in it, I'm like, yeah, y'all say Red Dead Redemption 2. Quality game. Played it. It's 2 years old. Guys, who's ever wanted to play that game has played that game. Right? Whoever wants to play any of these third-party games, they have played these games. So, yeah, I'm going to probably tap into Xbox Game Pass in 2 to 3 years when Fable and Avowed and Hellblade 2 come out and all that. But y'all should really stop trying to make people feel bad about critiquing a subscription service that has not proved its merit yet, just based off of price. That's not what people don't get into subscription services because of price. It's a price to content to quality ratio. I'm done. We can move on. Let's move on to an actual game we're playing. Ron, Ghost.
Where you want to start?
You liking it so far?
It's a very good game. I really like it.
Where you at? Well, no spoilers. Just you still Act 1, Act 2.
I am at Act 1 only because I didn't play it that much this week because the Call of Duty game Battle Pass was expiring, so I had to go ahead and complete that. So
couldn't you just get a new one?
What do you mean?
Get a new Battle Pass.
But then I'll have to pay $10 more.
Yeah, well, that just goes back to the conversation we just got off of.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that. Like, yeah,
I don't want to do that. So I had to complete the Battle Pass because the Call of Duty Battle Pass, if you complete it, it gives you enough money to buy the next Battle Pass. So instead of paying $10 each season, I could pay $10 one season, and then just keep getting more Battle Passes for free because they give it to me. So yeah, that's why I had to complete it.
That's busted.
Yeah.
What they bank on is the fact that they have so much cosmetics in there that what they're banking on is that they give you the free coins and you're like, oh, I have blah 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 coins. Let me buy this cosmetic, and then you're like, oh snap, I spent my money, so now I gotta buy more coins to get the battle pass. That's what they hoping that happens because they want you to buy the $10 battle pass each month. But I'm going to be smart and not do that, and just have the coins there, and then just keep getting battle passes, and then leveling up, and I'll just get my free cosmetics through the battle pass. I mean, it's the same formula because Fortnite do the same thing too.
Right. Yeah.
But Ghost of Tsushima is a really good game. People complain about the controls so wonky. I don't see it. I have no problem playing the game. I know people who are used to playing PC say that the 30 frames is tragic, but I don't play on PC, so the 30 frames is just fine to me. The game looks beautiful. The story is engaging. I like the fact that the side quests have meaning, and it kind of like, I feel like if you play that game and don't play the side quest, you're not really playing the game.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah,
like you have to play the side quest. Like it's not a game you just rush through the story. The characters are interesting. I mean, Sucker Punch just made a really good game. I don't know what else to say. Like, buy it, please.
Yeah.
I want to know why they made all those characters so hard.
well. You know, I mean, okay. So you got to think about it, bro. This is like the 1570s. So this is this is not the golden age of samurai, but this is like still when samurai were samurai. So everybody could fight. Like they're lords.
They be boxing though. It don't make sense. They be banging. You know. Oh my.
Listen, yeah, they hard, bro. Like
Jake, it's actually earlier than that. It's 1274.
No, okay, it's 1270, not 15, right?
Yeah, it's 1274. So everybody's hard.
Yeah, like this is still during I don't think Japan is still is Japan still in isolationist mode at this time? This is still isolationist Japan, and this is when the Mongols try to break that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. My bad. Yeah, but you play as a lord. I mean, basically, this dude's a governor and is rich, owns land, and has he has vassals over him, and the only reason they do that is because he's nice with that katana. Like for real, he gets busy. He gets busy with the katana. You know what I'm saying? And they believe in that religion and Shinto, and I think that's one of the things that that is. So everybody's gonna be hard. You know what I'm saying? They fighting, bro. The one thing I love about this game is, John, I want to see if you piggyback off this. They give you a sense that it's really you versus the whole entire island. Did you get that?
For the most part.
Yeah, you feel like you gotta go liberate everything. And you gotta go liberate everything. Like, you are a one-man army.
Yeah, there's
And
no help.
they, like, you might get a little help in like the side missions and then make the main missions, but it's really you solo dolo bodying 20 dudes at a time.
Yeah.
10 to 20 dudes at a time. Like, literally. You could just be on your merry way and then you see a caravan of just 8 hard-ass niggas trying to kill you. And they're hunting for you actively. So, it's just a great game.
You make me want to go play it right now.
No, Derek, it's a great game. The stances are awesome. It is some of the most satisfying combat I've seen in a game. I'm going to actually review this game next week. I'm going to put out a video for it and put out my full review. I should be able to beat it in a week. But it's awesome.
What act are you in?
Oh, I'm in Act 3.
Okay. So yeah, you're almost done.
Yeah, I'm almost done. Derek, it's so good. It's literally one of the most drop dead gorgeous games I've ever seen in my life. Like,
yo, and Sony, I don't know what voodoo you did to that game, but those load times are immaculate.
yeah, like it seems like Sucker Punch literally took a page from every last single big PlayStation 4 exclusive and took the technology behind them and implemented them into this one game. Their compression and decompression techniques and tech is incredible. Like, Derek, you can go to any part on the map, do fast travel, and start counting, and you won't hit 5 seconds. Like, you will not hit 5 seconds. It freaked Bakumi out. Like, I was like, okay, Bakumi, you ready? I clicked the button, and he started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he stopped because I was there. He's like, what? Yeah, I was like, yeah, bro. We have no clue. We have no clue.
It would be different if it was like the PS5, like SSD. But like,
Yeah, exactly.
no,
I'm running off a basic, the basic one, the booth that Sony sent with the PlayStation 4 Pro. That one. That's what I'm running off of. I'm not running that. Ugh, just awful. But it's impressive. I can see how people don't like the controls. Drawn, I think people don't like the camera. I don't think there necessarily needs to be a lock-on camera, a lock-on button.
They need to push the camera back.
They need to push the camera back. They pushed it up front to make it cinematic.
But I just watched somebody play Infamous Second Son, and they got the same camera.
It's the same camera angle. So it's
just a Sucker Punch thing, I guess.
I think the combat is just way more difficult, and so people are like,
but Infamous Second Son still looks like one of the best graphical games on the PS4. That mess is wild how good Infamous Second Son looked, especially since it came out in 2014.
Yeah, it's Sucker Punch. I think Sucker Punch has put themselves in a position where they are going to gain a lot of new fans, and they're slowly but surely, man. Sony is building an infinity gauntlet of studio.
Bro, they're building an empire, bro.
They're building an empire of just great world class studios that make great content.
They got Darth Vader. They got Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
They got Palpatine in that mug.
Exactly, bro. They got Darth Bane. They got everybody in this mug, bro. It's nuts. It's nuts just how many good studios. And I'm not talking about just like average. I'm talking about these are people who make quality shit. Like quality game. Like, I will pay money. I'm paying premium. I'm paying that premium $60 price. I know what I'm getting. And that's like super valuable in the gaming industry. Like, people
games be so quality that I just be like Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, I knew nothing about that game besides what they showed me, and I literally just like, yo, just give it a collector's edition because I know I'm gonna want it. Like, just give it to me. Like, or like just Ghost Tsushima. Like, I was like, should I get the standard version? And I was like, nah, you gotta at least get the digital deluxe. I wanted the physical.
I'm so glad I got the digital deluxe. I'm so glad I got the digital deluxe. It's worth $70. It's 100% worth it.
I wanted the physical digital deluxe because it came with the steelbook and everything, but it got sold out because I didn't know people was gonna mess with Ghost of Tsushima as heavy as they did.
Yeah.
But
I would say this. One of the things I can see people complaining about is like just the sheer amount of side missions. They're almost like 60 in the game. It's a lot. But it's worth it in the grand scheme of things. Plus, I like games like that, like games that can weave in these side missions into the actual regular game. It's just like really nice to see. But yeah, man, go play it. My full review is going to be up. I think that's it for.
I know you don't care about Metacritic scores, but
Yeah, I really don't.
I think it's wild that you got an 83.
The reason why I care about them to a certain extent. I care about Metacritic scores because
it used to be something worth reading.
Well, not necessarily, Derek. Metacritic. Okay, so people get mad at Metacritic. All Metacritic does is they take a whole bunch of reviews from other people's sites and aggregate them and give it a score. I hate when people say Metacritic is stupid. They're not stupid. They are just a math calculator for reviews.
No, the reason why people say they're stupid because they weight reviews based on the who publishes them.
Okay.
So like if IGN posts something, they weight IGN. They'll weight an IGN review score higher than they'll rate another like.
Okay. Book. See. All right.
So that's why people say Metacritic is stupid because don't weight it. Just take all the scores and aggregate.
Yeah, I think they're going to change that. They're slowly but surely changing stuff over there. Metacritic didn't used to be not that great, but now it's like quality, and I do think it matters because it does give an actual decent representation of the game. The game can be fun, guys, but they're just not taking into consideration. Like games have so many factors that have to be balanced for it to be considered a masterpiece, good, great, average, mediocre, bad, terrible, right? It not only needs to just be fun, it doesn't need to launch with bugs. It needs to launch with all of its content. It needs to, you know what I'm saying? Have quality graphics, have good gameplay. Like people review this stuff. They review this stuff. Games can be fun. Sure. You're supposed to have fun, but there's an artistic quality to stuff. Like this stuff deserves to be, it's art. It deserves to be critiqued in a way that's professional and takes a lot of factors into consideration. So when people say that, it's just, man, it just goes back to my point. People don't know how to critique art. That's a conversation for another night. I think we're done, guys. Yeah, it's a good episode.
Cool.
That was good. All right, shout your socials out. Your socials.
All right. 052 27 84 26.
Derek, are you out here trying to get scammed? Derek out here giving social security number out. That's crazy. All right.
But no. You can find me on the Rift at Mr. Mammalian. You can find me on Twitter at RNVP CC. And after that, you can't find me. So, yep, that's it for me. Thank you, guys.
All right, Jerron.
You can find me on Twitter at ghost_Batosai.
You see, Jerron knew. Jerron was going by Batosai way before Ghost of Tsushima came out. All right, so
Ronnie Kenshin is one of my favorite animes. So
yeah, likely story. Anyway,
but yeah, follow me on Twitter, Ghost_Batosai, and
he's early
I'll set up my. Oh no! Also, go follow me on Twitch at Ghost_Batosai. Yeah. And when 2K21 come out, I'm gonna start 2K.
You gonna get involved with that?
No, I'm not playing. I'm not playing my player. I'm not going to the park. I'm not playing my team. I'm gonna start a my league. If you want to watch my league content, just come to my Twitch channel once the game comes out. Come not start with 2K20 because that game trash.
So, guys, when we see him do a Road to 99 series,
It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah, Derek, I'm with you. Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It's not happening.
It's gonna happen.
No.
He gonna be like, yo, these dudes are doing how much? They can do how much in views? But this dude's trash. Oh hell nah. Let me show you.
I don't play my player. I haven't played my players since 2K12.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
I don't blame you, Jerron. I don't blame you. Just on the side note. The reason why I don't play 2K my player anymore, I don't buy 2K anymore. The main reason why I gave up was 2015 hearing
Drive?
no 2014 and 2015 the 2K14 and 2K15 the voice acting was some of the
it's gotten better though. It got way better now. You can't go by that.
Some of the shittiest voice acting I've seen in games ever.
It's better now. You can't don't come on, don't do them like that.
It's awful. And I was like, you know what? They're not improving the gameplay, and then they're gonna give me these shitty dubs. I'm done. But it's your boy JT RNVP. That's where you can find me on Twitter. I don't really necessarily have a Twitch. I don't think. I'm thinking about that. More content will be coming to the channel, guys. Like, subscribe, comment, share. 2 weeks in a row, guys. We did it.
Hey, now let's make it 3.
Yes.
Baby
All right.
steps.
This was RNVP. We'll catch you guys later, guys.
Peace.
Buy my merch.